Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hanging Out for a Living. Today, I'd love to introduce you to Brie.Crooks. Hi, Brie.
Hi.
Brie is a loan officer at Prime Lending. You can see that right behind her. And Brie has a genuine passion for her work in helping people and making a positive impact through her role. She's got a warm and approachable demeanor and creates a welcoming atmosphere for her clients, which really ensures that they feel comfortable throughout the loan process. Anyone who has ever gone through that, um, myself included, I know how stressful that can be. So her dedication and expertise in the field allow her to guide individuals and families in achieving their dreams of home ownership. And Bree's commitment to excellence, as you'll find out, will shines through her every interaction, and she strives to really provide the best possible service for her clients. So, welcome again, Bree, and let's dive right in. What do you say? Sound good?
Sounds good after an introduction like that.
So tell us what initially drew you to a career in mortgage lending and how has your experience been so far?
Like a good handful of people out there, I went to college and got a degree in a field that I did not ultimately end up pursuing. But I went and got my degree in veterinary science. From 5-year-old girl, I was going to be a veterinarian. I finished the early stages of that, and my grandmother was the head of resource recovery in one of our local banks. And she said, while you're waiting to kind of secure a good job, I'm going to get you a job as a part-time teller in the bank. And I said, all right, cool, awesome.
Perfect.
And I started and I loved it, like loved it. So I never went and continued on the animal side of the world, and I stayed in finance, and that was back in 2011. So I've kind of been in it since then. I have dabbled through various areas of it and settled into mortgages after spending some time on the subprime side of things. So I have definitely found where my passionate place is and, where I feel I'm best fitted to help people. Um, when I went through my first round of buying a house, it's scary, it's unknown, and you can't really prepare for it. I mean, you can save money, you can decide, okay, I want to buy a house, but you don't really know the ins and outs of the process. So once I entered the world of mortgage lending, I told myself, I want to be that guiding hand and really help them go through it and feel comfortable going through it. So especially in the recent years where the market's been a little off compared to years prior, it's been really nice being that hand to hold, for these clients as they walk through it. And I really pride myself on the educational side of it. So all in all, my experience has been amazing. I'm somebody that entered the world of mortgage lending when it was absolutely crazy and then entered into a declining market. But I'm successful in doing that, and people are grateful for what we do. So I'm going to keep right on going.
Excellent. Well, you touched on this a little bit for my second question, and that is how do you ensure that your clients feel supported and informed throughout the entire loan application and approval process? Because I know that takes some time.
Mhm. Yep. So education is huge for me. It is important for you to know what this process looks like and what the steps are going to be for you, what the steps are going to be for me. Why do we need an attorney and a real estate agent and a banker and so on and so forth?
Mm.
It's important to take that time to sit down and I joke with my significant other because I'm available all hours of the day. I tell my clients I attempt to sleep from about 10 p.m. until about 6 a.m. Outside that window, call me. And some do. But that initial conversation with me could be 10 minutes, it could be over an hour. It's all based
Sure.
on what they need and really making sure that they're comfortable, and then throughout the whole thing keeping that open line of communication, that I am here for you. If all of a sudden something seems weird, or they're asking you a question you don't know, you can pick up the phone and call me and we can walk through it together. And my goal is to keep it simple for you.
Wonderful. You touched also on it being kind of crazy, right? I mean, it just is. So,
Yeah.
can you share an example of a challenging, like, loan scenario you encountered, and then how you successfully navigated it to achieve a positive outcome?
So there's been a handful, honestly, just in the current environment that we have, not everybody is that picture perfect loan. I've had people that have reached out to me that didn't qualify for a mortgage right now, or their income was just a little too variable or something was off. And, there are unfortunately times where I have to deliver the bad news of you're not qualified yet. But the one thing I do when it comes to those people is I'm going to give you a timeline. I'm going to say, okay, you're not qualified yet. However, here's what we're going to do to get you there. And
Sure.
I had a buyer that was in that scenario, and she was just dead set. She wanted a house, and she was on limited time in the apartment that she had, and her credit wasn't quite there. And so, we did some counseling. We walked through it, and I said, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take, this portion of money that you had set aside for the house, and you're actually going to pay X, Y, and Z. And when you do that, we're going to give it 30 days to cycle. We're going to re-pull your credit. We're going to look and see. And lo and behold, she ended up qualifying. Then it
Wonderful.
came time to find her a home, and the agent that, we had partnered with was fantastic in finding exactly what she needed. And she went from, I don't know what I'm doing, to closing on her house within 2 months. And I have a handful of scenarios like that, either they didn't qualify initially or they're just not really sure what they're looking for. We walk through it together, and, now I have happy buyers. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're not like just saying, well, I'm sorry, you don't qualify. You really take them to the next level, to the next
yep,
step, and really show them that process. That's awesome.
yes. Yep.
And in your opinion, back to what you do, um, what qualities are essential for a loan officer to possess in order to really excel in the role and make a difference in people's lives?
It's about a relationship.
Okay.
There are companies out there that, the things they perform are transactional. And the way that I do business, the way that I think anybody in sales, but especially people in the mortgage lending business, people in the real estate business do, is you need to build a relationship with the client that you're working with. And, you need to ensure that you're listening to their needs, because if they don't feel like they're being listened to, then they're not apt to continue with you. And, if you're really listening with intent and understanding, that's what's going to help, you and your client at the end of the day. I mean, that's the biggest piece for me.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. And I want to respect your time. So one final question. And the whole landscape has been just like a roller coaster, right? So how do you actually like, I mean, it changes from if or at least for me not being in the field, but it seems like from minute to minute almost. So how do you stay up to date? How do you stay up to date with industry trends and changes in the lending regulations to really ensure that you're providing the best possible advice for your clients or to your clients?
So I am somebody that loves growth. I don't know in my entire career that I'll ever be complacent in one position doing one thing. I love the mortgage world, but I'm always going to be that person that wants to try to give you that competitive advantage, that wants to stay up to date on our industry. So one of the things that prime lending offers, and one of the things that a lot of companies offer, but I feel like it's even more so here, is training. And training happens weekly. It's,
Wow.
hey guys, this is what is going on with Freddie and Fannie in the secondary market. This is what's going on, as far as our economy is concerned. Let's take time on Friday. Let's talk it out. Let's go through it so that we are always in the know on what's going on, what we can expect it to do to, approvals and to borrowers, to the current homeowners, and et cetera. It's staying up to date in those things. And I personally, like I said, I'm all about growth. And so I take training kind of above and beyond that. I am part of the Leadership Academy with NAMBA, which is a minority banker, association that is, great to help our minorities and our women and people that, not that necessarily get the shaft, but feel as though they do and really
Sure.
need that extra pull because they don't have a voice, and it's something that I've learned to assist with. And, I try to grow. And as a result, I did a home buyer seminar for our minority population, and it was amazing, and now some of these people have turned into home buyers that felt that they, couldn't get there, and now they are. So it's just staying up to date on the industry, staying in the know of what's going on, and finding out how do you help your client.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to close it out. So I just want to say thank you so much, Bree, for sharing your valuable insights and
Of
experiences
course.
as a mortgage loan officer at Prime Lending. You know, in our conversation here, it's really evident that you've got a great passion for helping people
Yeah.
and making a positive impact. It really shines through in how you presented and answered the question. So grateful for that. And I think our audience will agree with me that your dedication to providing that exceptional service and maintaining those strong client relationships is truly commendable. So, really appreciate your time. And for anyone that wants to continue the conversation with Bree, her contact information will be in the description. So, thank you again. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.